You know, ladies and gentlemen, not that long ago, word got out that Discotek, who had achieved, and I found this out through Sarah Nizarak, had achieved the rights to do to release the Mega Man anime, or at least the one that's more known here in the U.S. But then we got word that they were trying to get the rights, and from what I have just found out, achieved in getting those rights to distribute the Sonic X anime. Now, as great as this may sound, because Discotek got the rights to Samurai Pizza Cats, and not only will be releasing a DVD, not only had released or will be releasing a DVD set, but also a Blu-ray version. That's pretty good to hear. So there's a possibility that Mega Man may or may have gotten that same treatment. So the only question now is, will Sonic X get that same treatment? Just checking something. The only question now is, will Sonic X get that same treatment with their release? I would assume that if Discotek's willing to do Blu-ray releases of Samurai Pizza Cats as a complete set, as well as possibly with Mega Man, I'm sure Sonic X will get the same treatment. Now this here, in case you're wondering, is every Sonic X episode I recorded. That's right, even when I was working for like Burger King and later on Walmart and all that, I did end up recording every episode. I did. So, yeah, I've got every episode here. But the question the question is, will Sonic X get the same treatment from Discotek that Samurai Pizza Cats probably did get, or has gotten, and that Mega Man got or will be getting? Will they get that same treatment? But another question that gets arised a little bit, or thrown around lately in the past few weeks, is with the fact that Discotek, and I just found this out myself, that Discotek's one of those anime home video distributors that actually do take the time to redub, retranslate anime series from Japan with a new dub or something like that, that might be more, that might be more current and fitting, might be true to the source or whatever. The question is, will Discotek go out of its way to redub Sonic X? Now the only way we'll probably know about that is if somebody comes out and says that they've done that with Samurai Pizza Cats, or they have or will be doing that with Mega Man. But the question is, will they do it with Sonic X? A lot of people have said that Discotek could probably do that, could bring the current game cast on board to do it. And that would be great. That would be actually pretty good. But even if that's the case, will it just be a straight redub of the 4Kids version? That's the question. Will it just be a straight redub of the 4Kids version, or will it be a redub of the original Japanese version? You see, a lot of studios, a lot of home video distributors of anime, whether it's Discotek apparently, or Funimation, or whoever, they will take the time to actually redub in English, give an English translation, if you will, to the original Japanese material. But will they do that with Sonic X? You see, that's the question. I mean, it's common knowledge that companies like Funimation have done that with Dragon Ball. We've seen 4Kids through Funimation do that with Yu-Gi-Oh! When the Yu-Gi-Oh! DVDs was first coming out. So it's not uncommon. But the question is, will Discotek do that? Will they redub the Japanese the original Japanese story or version of Sonic X into an English translation? That is the question. And by doing so, will they use the original? Will they use the current game cast to do it? My honest opinion is I think they will. I think honestly they'll have no choice but to go with the current game cast to bring in and redub the series, but by using the original Japanese source material. Now again, it could, if they do redub, like I mentioned, it could just be a redub of the 4Kids version. In other words, they could just end up reading the same lines that the original Sonic X cast read, and just keep it more updated, and just do it to make it more updated and more in tune with the games as we speak. And if that's the case, then that's the case. Or they could just release it as is. But, with that said, will Discotek do an English translation, an English dub of the original Japanese material? In other words, keep it not just read off translations of the original script and all that, but also keep it uncut, unedited. Keep scenes and segments in there that were taken out. Because I can tell you this honestly. There were several episodes in Sonic X, the third season, and this is without a shadow of a doubt, several episodes in the third season of Sonic X that were edited heavily, easy for me to say, heavily, they were edited heavily, if you will, because of the scenes, because of the moments and the scenes that were in the original. So, to me, if Discotek was to do that, would they actually keep it uncut? I mean, yeah, you could translate the original source material, the original version of all 3 seasons into an English translation, but would you keep certain scenes in there? I would have to say yes, because going back to the Yu-Gi-Oh ones, when Yu-Gi-Oh first came out on DVD, because fans demanded it, they wanted the uncut versions with the English cast. They got it. It can be done. But since this is Sonic and not Yu-Gi-Oh, will they do it? You see, that's the big question. I think, honestly, they will do it. Again, going back to what I was saying, I think here's what I think. If Discotek really wants this release to succeed on both mediums, if they go that direction, then if I'm Discotek, I do what I have to do. Here's what I do. If I have the money to do it, if I'm Discotek and I have the money to do it, I release a 4Kids version, just like Funimation did with Yu-Gi-Oh! And several other series. And then, if I see how well that's doing, I release, or at the same time, I test the waters and release an uncut version with a new anime dub, with a new English dub, with the current game cast, and go from there. Hold on for a second. Gotta keep my dog a little busy. I don't know what it is outside that she sees. But anyway, and that's my dog. She's kind of hacking a little bit. She's fine. She's good. Anyway, like I said, if I'm Discotek, I do it. But I kind of test the waters at first. I release the entire, maybe 4Kids version as a complete series. I do that first on DVD and Blu-ray. And then, to test the waters at the same time, I release an uncut, uncensored version with the game cast doing an English translation of the Japanese version, of the original Japanese version, and do like one volume see how that works, and if that's successful along with this, along with a complete series sales, then yeah, I do a complete series set of the original Japanese version with the current Gamecast doing the retranslations, and I keep it uncut and I keep it uncensored. That's what I do. But again, what I would do is release maybe 1 or 2 volumes of a redub of an English translation of the uncut, uncensored Japanese version of Sonic X, along with a complete series set of the original 4Kids run, and test the waters and to see if fans will go for it. And if successful, then I do a complete series set of the redubbed English translation of the original Japanese version of the series, uncut and uncensored. That's what I would do. I wouldn't, wait on it and anything. I would test the waters, and then if it's successful, do a complete series set. That's what I would do. But the question is, what will Discotek give Sonic X a redub? Will Discotek give the Japanese version an English translation? The original version, the original run. Basically, will Discotek release Sonic X uncut and uncensored in the future? Or at the same time they release the 4Kids version? Will they redub the 4Kids version with the current Gamecast? That is a question a lot of people want to see answered. And hopefully we will get those answers too. But until then, let me know what you think. What do you think Discotek will do with the Sonic X license now? Do you think they'll redub the 4Kids version with the current Gamecast? Do you think they'll give us an English translation of the original Japanese version? Or do you think they'll just keep it as is? Let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like. I'm out.